Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man, Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera. We made it back from New Hampshire. It was a 10-hour ride there and a 10-hour ride back. We had a fantastic time, and I'll tell you why, because I got to talk to Jolene the whole time. She could not get away from me. We have bought a 33 Plymouth. I really enjoy the look of this car. When Eli called me and said that he'd like to sell it, I told Jolene, you know, there's not many chances that you get to get a car like this. And I said, we may as well go for it. The price sounded right on it. So we went for it. It was quite a long drive. Yes, it was. I see or heard, I think I did see a comment saying about something about the border. When we came across the border, it was considered parts. And basically that's what it is. It's a 33 Plymouth body. The chassis, I'm not sure it has been changed or not, but the chassis fits it. The engine did not fit it. The grille is not right. It has no steering. It has no motor. It has no floor, no nothing. So at the border, it's considered parts. We paid the duty on the parts, and everything was great. Everybody was fantastic. I must say that, you know, everybody at the border was great. We did not know either. We just went for it. We've, you know, heard a few other people talking about it. You must think about it though. When we travel from Canada down to your swap meets, we're bringing back parts. We must be just paying the duty or the tax on the parts, which you always have to anyways. I like this car very, very, very much. I like all the trim. The trim is so nice. I'm not sure, it might even have more trim than the 34 Ford. There is a few differences on this car, and this is probably one of them. The back part of the roof, the 34 Ford has got a lot more shape going on there. No, I'm saying not, maybe a little less shape going on there than the Plymouth. From what I understand, Eli thought it had been chopped 1 inch. And the more and more I look at it, I'm not sure, because this post has got no cuts in it whatsoever. The door tops had a cut in one side right here, but I'm thinking probably the door top had been changed maybe. But this post from here down to here has not been changed. So I'm thinking that it probably is the right height. It probably is. This car can be done many ways, and the reason I'm saying that is because we were thinking that we might pull this one in next. The 38 is not finished, but we might pull it in next. That's basically where we're at. We're thinking that it could be. Not saying that it is, but it could be. The rear end is welded in the chassis. So the chassis needs suspension in the back. There's no suspension in the back whatsoever, which makes the ride height, to me, a good ride height. But when you put suspension in it, you must realize that the car is going up. In the front, you can see that they've Z'd it there. And I think they did a good job, but it's not appealing to me. I think they did a good job, but it's not appealing. It's got a Ford front end in it. You can see how they've taken the original, I'm not sure if this is original in Dodge or not, but they got this piece going across here, and they've made a plate there, and they put a Ford front end in it. That does not bother me. That would probably be something that I would keep. The chassis, like, I'm not sure. I can go on about this car for a long time, actually. I'm not sure if I'd like to channel this car. I think the car, I'd like to chop the car, but I'm not sure. When you chop and channel something, you're really taking away the space on the inside. But the chassis, I think I would change that a little bit. I'm not sure. I think I would like to chop it a bit. I like how the car is sitting the way it is sitting right now, but that means there's going to have to be something done to the chassis to make it sit that way, because if it's welded to the chassis, the rear end can not go up any higher, so that means that chassis has to go up higher to make that sit nice. The car has a reasonable amount of visible outside rust on it. It has got a piece in here. Someone had put a piece in there. Someone has put a little piece. I'm not sure I don't think anybody put a piece on this side, but on the other side, they've put a piece down here at the bottom, and they've put a piece up the front here. That's about the only welding that I've seen that's on it. They've stuck a piece in the roof. There used to be, I would say, probably a canvas thing going on there, but they did stick a piece in there. But there's so many ways that this car can be done that it's mind-boggling. You can have a highboy. You can have the car sitting on top of the frame. You can have it channeled down over the frame so you can't see the frame on the side. You can have it not chopped. You can have it chopped. You can have a rake on it. The fenders could go back on it. Leave it with no fenders on it. Yes, there's so many different ways this can be done. There's no floor in this car, and that's okay by me. And the reason being is I would want to make my own floor anyways, unless you were buying something that had a floor in it. You would not dare cut it out, I wouldn't think. We've got a 35, I think, Ford truck grill. It looks decent on there. I'm not sure if I like the cow catcher looking thing on the bottom with the grill or not. Not sure about that. From what I understand, Eli said that this car, when he pulled it out of the woods, it had a flathead Ford in it. This car never ran, by the looks to me. Someone was building in a hot rod and probably gave up, but the flathead mounts are still there. I think they used the transmission out of this car. I'm not sure what they did with the engine, but they used it. So it can have anything for an engine in it. This is the engine that we acquired with the car. This is a, what does he say, 53? 56? I guess it's called a poly engine. I think we had one in the 56 Plymouth that we sold. Oh, I must say, the man that bought the 56 Plymouth that we did all the floor work and all the quarter panels was an awesome person. He was absolutely terrific. He flew in, got the papers, talked for a bit. Absolutely awesome. Anyways, on to this. I'm not sure if this got the exact same foul pan covers that engine had or not, but what I'm guessing they call this a poly engine. And this engine is the baby Hemi. So if you can see this head, it's quite a big head, but it's got a small valve pan cover on it. This head, from what I understand, if I'm not saying it correct, please come online and call me a fool. But I'm telling you what I'm thinking, that this head comes off and you can put a Hemi head back on it with the spark plug goes down in the center. And I'm thinking that they call this the baby Hemi. This is the start of it. Spark plugs are down here, and they've changed it and put the spark plugs going down through the top. This engine's called the Spitfire, and it's cool because I like this going on in the valve pan covers. I think it would be a good addition to the car, what's going on. Also, with the car that we bought, it can have a flathead, it can have a Chevy, it can have a Dodge, it can have whatever kind of engine, it can have a diesel. It's been done so many different ways that it's really hard to make something different than anybody else. And I think this engine would make it different. If we come on the back part of the engine, it was a standard. You can see the different adapters that it has on the back of the engine. I kind of enjoy that because that's hot rod history right there. Adapters to make it fit different transmissions. From what I understand, not sure. A LaSalle transmission fits on the back of this adapter. That would be, I don't know, 40s, I think. A LaSalle, that would be a Cadillac, I think. I'm not sure. But that engine, that transmission would be on the back of that. That'd be really cool to have that with the car. The intake, it's generally, you got a good engine if you're looking for. The intake has a 4-barrel on it. If it has a 2-barrel on it, you're probably thinking, less horsepower. But this engine actually had a 4-barrel on it, which is cool. There's so many different applications you can put on this engine, I'm thinking. The 2 log intakes, which is one here and one there, then they combine together with hoses. You could run multiple carburetors on it. But I do feel there would have to be a lot of money spent to make that work. Not saying that it's not worth it. I actually think it probably would be worth it to have that put in that just because of what it is. We did get some more parts with it. There's hoods in there. There's 2 hoods in there with it. I think there's 1 or 2 sets of hood sides there with it. They're outside right at the present moment. So it can have a hood on it. There was no fenders on the car whatsoever. These cars look absolutely awesome with no fenders, in my opinion. But, you know, to look at the car, like, you know, Jolene says, you know, leave it patina. And I'm thinking, yeah, it looks nice and patina. And then we come back out, and, well, we should paint it, make it look really nice. So there's so many different ways that this car can be done. But we drug it home, and I'm very happy with it. We had a good time doing it. We had a little altercation while we were there. I'm not sure. Jolene might even add it in on the video. I'm not sure. It was just, it is what it is. It was a little bit of life at the same time. Yeah, so we do not know if we're going to haul it in or not. We actually might go look at another one. And the reason being is we're not sure what we want to do. We also have some of the other cars that are here, like the Hudson and the Bugatti hauler, and there's a few of them like we could pull in and do a little bit of work to. Just not sure because of the winter that we're having. You know, we got snow and stuff like that right now. In the summertime, you can roll them in and out and have fun with them and do that, but in the wintertime, you really have to have your project locked in, because as soon as the winter hits, the doors do not come open very much. But yeah. There she is. She's a 33 Plymouth with a, I'm not sure what size that is. I'm not sure. It's the poly engine that could, at the start of the Hemi. I seen, or Jolene was telling me that somebody made an offer on the car, and I understand why. And it's because of the look of the car. A lot of people want these cars. If you're somebody that does not, you know, or you're not into cars, but you're watching the channel, if you find a car like this, rusty, and it's got this shape to it, you know, you're walking through the, watch yourself, sweetheart, you're walking through the woods, or you see one somewheres, or you see one in a barn, or whatever. If it's in this configuration with the small roof and the bum on it, make sure you inquire about it. And the reason I say make sure you inquire about it, because there's many people that are interested in stuff like this. Like any other car that we work on during the YouTube, we will sell it if we desire. And if you desire, if you want this more than I do, get a hold of us, make an offer, and it could be yours. Like I'm not stuck on anything generally. What I am stuck on is the 38 Ford right now, because I want to get that to come forward and get that finished so I can, you know, move it in and out or whatever like that. That car drives, runs, and stops, and I can do anything I want with it. This one here requires a lot more work, totally 100%. This right here could make someone happy for years. And the reason being is you can come out in your shop and take a look at it, play with it, have a couple drinks of beer, or you could be drinking orange juice, whatever you want to drink, and sit down and look at this car and dream all day long. You more than could, and like very much so. But anyways, if you want that car, just message Jolene, throw out an offer, and see what happens. 33 Plymouth. Not sure if I want to let the engine go with it, but if the offer was right, I would. This kind of car right here, you can put any kind of engine in it you want. You can do anything you want with it. And this car, this is what I'm going to say with this car. Whatever money you put into it, you most likely can be sure to get it back. And there's not many cars that you can grab and buy in this condition that you can throw money at it and get it back. These cars can go, you know, anywhere you want to in the price, and the reason being is they're desired by a lot. This hot rod right here is probably a hot rod that any car guy would love to have. We've got the windshield for it, or the windshield surround for it. There's a steering box there for it. There's other small things for it, but there she be, and all in a handbag. And I have to thank Rod Trahan. Yesterday, a friend had come up and spent the night and hung out with us, and he bring me a toy. Isn't that awesome? Bring me a toy. I like toys. I like to look at them, that sort of stuff, but that's a cool little toy. Look at that now, would you, huh? Got the two mufflers on the side. See that stuff right there? To be honest with you, that right there gives me ideas. Like, it's that simple. I like this exhaust system they got going on there. I would say that is a tanker car, sort of, you know. And what I mean by that is those tanks that held, the belly tank that held on the bottom of an airplane. I'm thinking something like that. Right now, at the present moment, there is one on Marketplace in New Brunswick. We are in Nova Scotia, but New Brunswick's not far away. It's got a Model T chassis, I think, and they have a fiberglass style of this car with this on it. It reminds me of exactly that, and I'm thinking, wow, that'd be cool. I should go. But then again, you can't, or I can't go and run and get everything, but there is a car Marketplace that resembles what that could be. All right, everybody, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. Got some headlights to go with the car. There are some headlights with some turn signals on it. Them headlights are probably something that I probably would not use, but them headlights right there will save somebody if they've got a ride and they've got no marker light. They don't want to put marker lights on their car. When you put marker lights on your car, you have to have it's another light, but that marker light's right on top of that headlight, and that's good. There's another adapter that goes with the engine that lets the engine, that engine over there, the poly engine, lets the engine go down to a T5. And I'm not sure if that's Chev or if that's Ford, I'm not sure. Also, we have the gauge package, that was the original gauge package that goes with the 33 Plymouth. That's sitting there. It's very nice shape. I think it would be a nice thing to have in the car, but that can be also changed too. You can take a dash out of any car and put in that car. You know, many cars have been changed in the dash to make them what you want it to be. But if you're thinking that you could make that car into your dream car, give us a message and it could be yours. Look at this. We just picked this up the other day. Picked it up very reasonable. A couple $100. It was posted for, I think, $1,500, and they decided that it needed to go. But this is a nice little cabinet. It's got the round glass in it. I can put some stuff in it and look at it and enjoy it. Full time. Did I show the carburetor yet? I did. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for coming back. I appreciate it. If you think you need the 33 Plymouth, it's a badass looking car, I can tell you that. If you think you need that car, message us and it can be yours. Have a great day, everybody. We are.